me, just unmute yourself and say hi. Is everyone hearing me at all? Please, if you are hearing me, just drop a thumbs up in the chat box. I want to be sure everybody is hearing me. Okay, Mr. Israel, you are hearing fine. Okay, Toshiba, you are hearing me fine. So I want to believe everybody is hearing me clearly now. Okay, fine. We have 5 people already. So let me just go ahead and analyze what I did for this week. And maybe we can learn 1 or 2 things. This year, I want to be doing this on a weekly basis, because the more I share this knowledge, the more I understand the knowledge, the more myself. So I want to keep teaching for this year, 2022. I want to keep teaching. So I'll be able to learn more as well, because we are all learning every day in Forex markets. We are all learning every day. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Let's go straight to the charts. Let me share my screen and let's do something. Sorry. Okay, fine. Yeah. This is my screen for the week. This is my charts for the week. Yes. This is perfect. Okay. What I do on Monday morning, first thing I do on Monday morning, I want to try and explain the strategy I trade. What I do on Monday morning, the first thing I do on Monday morning, I go to my 4 hours candle stick, like my 4 hours charts. When I go to my 4 hours chart on Monday morning, I pick my high and low of the week. How do I get my high and low of the week? I got my high and low of the week from the first 2 candles that form on 4 hours chart. The first 2 hours, the first 2 candle on 4 hours charts. So the highest of the first 2 candle on 4 hours charts, the highest and the lowest. I bring out my vertical line on this, and this is exactly what I'm having here. This is what I'm having here. I'm trying to see how I can push this away so the screen can be okay. Let me bring it down here. So exactly this is what I'm having here. So on my 4 hours chart, okay, let's do it this way. On my 4 hours charts on Monday morning, sorry, my chart is messed up, like like messed up. Okay, Monday is on the 10th. So on the 10th, what I do on the 10th, the first 4 hours candle, the first 2 that form. This is the first one. This is the first one here. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So the highest here, this is where you see the vertical, the horizontal line, sorry. And the lowest peak, this is where you see the other horizontal line. So once I do this, then I go back to my 15 minutes 15 minutes time frame. So on my 15 minutes time frame now, I go back to my 15 minutes time frame. Yeah. So this is my 15 minutes time frame. I want to be sure everybody is getting what I'm saying. If you can still hear me, just please give me a thumbs up so I can know people are actually hearing what I'm saying. So it's not as if I'm just talking to myself, please. So now this is my 15 minutes time frame. After I've identified my high and low of the week, this is my 15 minutes time frame. So I come back to my 15 minutes time frame and I pick most of my trade on 15 minutes. So I have my high and my low to be here. If you look at what I wrote here, these are the rules of my trading. These are the rules of my trading. These are the things I watch out for before I place a trade. I have my rules that I watch out for before I place a trade, and these are the 4 rules that I watch out for: my high and low, the trend line, psychological level, and the chart pattern. These 4 things that I've highlighted here, there must be a confluences among them. Like they must meet. All these things must meet before I place my trade. So on Monday morning, after I've done this, these are my psychological level. Don't forget about that. These are my psychological level. I'll still hold a video on how to draw this psychological level. Probably that's going to be the next video I will do. Okay. Please tell me where did my voice cut so I can start from there again. Okay, when you were explaining about the first 2 candle of the 4 hours on your voice cuts. Okay, sorry, I think it's the network anyway. Okay, let me go back to my 4 hours. This is my 4 hours. This is my 4 hours. This is Monday, right? On Monday, the first candle, this is it. And this is the second candle. Okay, so these 2 candles is what we are waiting for after the market break, after the market opens. Now, the highest of the first candle and the second candle. So the highest of the first candle is this. This is where I have this line, this vertical line. Or is it horizontal? Sorry, I think horizontal line, yeah. And the lowest is where I have the other horizontal line as well. So when I get these 2 horizontal line, that is my high and the low of the week. Then I go back to my 15 minutes chart, my 15 minutes time frame. And on my 15 minutes time frame, time frame, sorry, let me minimize this so we can have a very good picture. Yeah. So this is my 15-minute time frame. So the line we had on 4 hours, this is the first one, this is the peak, and this is the lowest. Yeah. So this is the low of the week, and this is the high of the week. I talked about psychological level. I'm going to explain this in the next video, the next meeting probably that we'll be having. So now on Monday, this is the high and this is the low of the week. Now I have 4 things that I watch out for. That the market must react on my high or low of the week. the trend line, psychological level, and I must have a chart pattern to confirm that I'm going in for the trade. Now, the high and low of the week, the trend line, the psychological level, and the chart pattern. So out of these 4 things that I always watch out for, 3 of these things must actually agree. There must be a confluence among at least 3 before I place my trade. And now, what happened on Monday? On the same Monday now, on the same Monday, I have a trade that I placed on the same Monday. And the reason why I placed this trade on Monday, I'm going to explain the reason why I placed the trade on Monday. On Monday, I have my high and low of the week. Okay, the market is reacting in that area. I don't have a trend line. Okay, I have my psychological level, that is 2, and I have a chart pattern. This chart pattern, some people, mostly I trade M pattern for sell signal and W pattern for buy signal. So whenever I see the markets in this area of my psychological level or high and low or trend line, then I will be waiting for a chart pattern that is going to form. If an M pattern forms, then I will be selling. And if a W pattern forms, then I will be buying. Okay, so on Monday, I have my high and low of the week is checked. I have my psychological level is checked. That's number 2. I don't have a trend line, but I have an M pattern. Okay, this is my M pattern. The market comes here, it pushes down, then it pushes up here. At this point, I entered for sell. I have my 15 pips stop loss. I have my 15 pips stop loss, and I have my 30 pips take profits. And it was a win signal for us on Monday. Same Monday, the market comes to the psychological level. This is it. We have a rebound here, but I did not take this trade because I only have my psychological level here. Okay, and a trend line was not around that place. This is a new trend line. So it has not been confirmed a trend line until we have a second touch. So this is just a new trend line. So I didn't place the trade. So which means I have only my psychological level. And at the same time, I wasn't having any pattern. If I had something like this, I would have placed a long signal from here. But I wasn't having this W pattern, and which means it's not a confirmed signal for me, so I stayed out. Then I go to Tuesday. What happened on Tuesday? I had this trade on Tuesday. Sorry. So on Tuesday, I had this trade on Tuesday. Why do I pick this trade on Tuesday? Remember, rules number 1, high and low of the week, trend line, psychological level, and the chart pattern. On Tuesday, the market was reacting on this trend line that was coming from this drop. We have the first drop here. We have the second drop here. So we have a trend line. I have a trend line present here. Okay, the trend line is present, which is this, present. I have the low of the week present, which is second Cacteria. And now I have a chart pattern here. The market comes down, goes up, comes down. And at this point, which was the last leg of the W, we entered in for a long signal and we buy from here. So we have our 15 pips stop loss and we have our 30 pips take profits. This happens on Tuesday. It was a winning trade as well. So we move on to Wednesday. What happened on Wednesday? What actually happened on Wednesday? On Wednesday, I think I have a losing trade. Okay, I have a losing trade on Wednesday. And why do I have a losing trade? It is very simple. I didn't follow my rules. I did not allow my rules to guide me. I went out of my rules and eventually I lost on that trade. Okay, and I'm going to explain what happened. I'm going to explain what happened on Wednesday that I lost this trade. One, I have my psychological level checked. I don't have a trend line. A trend line, no. The high and low of the week, no. And even the chart pattern wasn't there. Chart pattern wasn't there. And what happened? Why do I enter this trade? I have this first leg, okay? I was expecting the second leg to come. So I entered from here, hoping that the market will drop, comes back up, then I'll have another position here, and the market will turn down. This was my expectation, but eventually I lost on this trade because I did what I was not supposed to do. I didn't follow my rules judiciously, and eventually I lost on this trade. I'm not saying sometimes you will have everything checked. You will have everything checked. Everything will be checked. Yet you will still have a losing trade. There is no holy grail anywhere. The best strategy in forex trading still loses. It still loses. So there is no perfect. Wow, sorry. Can everybody hear me? I think the signal went off. So can everybody hear me back? If you can hear me, just let me know. Just say yes, so I can start again from there. Okay, good. Okay, good. So I was explaining. So I was explaining the reason why I lost on the trade on Wednesday. Number one, I trade London section. As at the time I was placing this trade, the London section is almost over, or I think it's even over. Let me see. The London section is even over. This is probably Asian section or thereabouts. The London section is even over, right? So I shouldn't have placed any trade, but fine. I still went ahead and placed the trade. So, like, sorry, Like I was saying, the reason why I placed this trade on Wednesday, I think why I lose this trade on Wednesday, all my checklists were not present in the trade. I only traded this out of all my strategy. I traded it out of my strategy and it actually went against me. That's just the simplest truth. My high and low wasn't there. Trend line wasn't present. Psychological level was present. Chart pattern wasn't there. And it went against me. That's just the truth. So I have a losing trade for Wednesday. And that was for Wednesday. And for Friday, I didn't trade on Thursday to be precise. I was out. And on Friday, I have a trade on Friday, and it's actually a winning trade. And I will explain why we place this trade on Friday to be precise. I'll explain why this trade was placed on Friday. On Friday, I have my psychological level is present. This is a trend line. This is the trend line. This is the second drop. Okay, so it has been confirmed a trend line. So trend line was actually present. So this is 1, this is 2. Then what else am I waiting for? I was waiting for an M pattern. Then I have this, and I have this tang up, right? And I have my entry to be here, and peradventure, it comes down this way. So I have my 15 pips stop loss. My stop loss is always 15 pips, and my take profit is always 30 pips. And this is what happened on Friday. So in the course of the week, I had this trade, a winning trade. I had this trade, a losing trade, minus 15 pips. I have 30 pips here, don't forget. I have 30 pips here, don't forget, that is 60 pips. And I have 30 pips here, don't forget, that is 90 pips. And I have a losing trade of 15 pips. And when we subtract that from what we have as profit, we still have a winning week. Consistency matter most. Follow your strategy. And definitely you will have a losing trade, but you just have to be consistent with your strategy so that your winning trade will always be more than your losing trade. I think if there is any question, okay. If there's any question, I think we can unmute, let's unmute ourselves, and if there's any question, let me just attend to the question. And sorry, I'm doing this for the first time, so I'm so sorry. When I continue this on a constant basis, I will improve in my teaching. I just decided this year I'm going to be teaching people the strategy I'm trading. So I'm just starting anyway. So I'm so sorry if my explanations are not clear. I'm still going to brush myself up on that. This is just my first lecture for the year 2020. So we can unmute ourselves and ask questions if there is any question anybody wants to ask. Sorry, is anybody asking any question? You can unmute yourself, ask me question. I'll be willing to answer your question. Yeah, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay. My question is about the second trade you took.
Okay, the second trade I took on when?
Like on Tuesday.
Okay, the second trade I took on Tuesday. You want me to explain, right? I should re-explain that, right?
No. Why I'm asking is that because your first trend, the trend line you drew, it's only point A before you took the trade on point B.
Yeah. It's only point A. Then I took the trade on point B, right? Now, I took the trade on point B. But despite the fact that I took the trade on point B, out of my 4 confluences, 3 was there. Even if the trend line was not there, 3 was almost there. I will tell you the 3 that was there. I have my low of the week, right?
Yes.
The market is closer to my psychological level.
Okay.
And I have a confirmation with the chart pattern.
Okay. That's correct.
Did you understand it now?
Yeah.
Okay, that is, I have this checked. I have this checked. Then the last confirmation I always wait for is the chart pattern.
Okay.
Even if I have my high and low checked, I have my trend line checked. If the chart pattern, I have all these 3 checks now. If the market decided to come this way, okay, this way, and moves up from here, this is a V now.
Okay.
I'm not going to trade this. I'm not going to trade this. Did you understand it now?
Yeah, I understand.
I'm not going to trade it because I don't have a confirmation. I'll wait for another opportunity. But I took it because I have this leg, tang up, I have this leg, tang down. Okay? Then I took my trade from here. Then it went this way. Did you get it now?
I get you 100%.
Yeah. I'm still going to make another class where I'm going to explain how I come about this psychological level. This psychological level, they are very, very key level that I always pay attention to. Is everybody hearing me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So is there any other question? Does anybody has a question again? Anybody with question again? Okay. If there's no any question, I would like to call it a day. Okay, you have a